Does anyone here know what live looping is? You? Okay. Have you ever heard of Ed Sheeran? Okay, so today I'll be Ed Sheeran's cousin, Will Nelson Jr. Sheeran. And some people say we look alike, but what I'll do today is I'll lay a musical foundation for you and build on top of it, just like what we do in our lives when we build our legacies. So let's get building. So I'll start off with a story of my grandmother, who was a girl in a family of boys, of 6 boys. And financial literacy was her key. It was her superpower. And she took every opportunity to manage money, whether it was on a Monopoly table, or whether it was her position at the church that we grew up in as the church treasurer, or whether it's her position as the first Black woman to manage Wachovia Bank in Newark, New Jersey. And there was a very pivotal moment in my life where her superpower came to life. And it was the moment I got the term bill for Berklee College of Music of $63,000 after some scholarship. And I remember crying on the front steps of my parents' home and thinking that I wouldn't get into school. And my grandmother called me and said, "Boy, don't you worry, I'm gonna get you in that school and God's gonna do the rest." And I didn't know what God was gonna do, but she called my parents 2 hours later and said, "I got the money, you're going to school." And I thought that was pretty gangster. I don't know who could call a bank and just get that much money. But anyways, she built the first foundation of my musical journey. Now I stand as a Berklee graduate today. Next up was my father, who comes from the rural south of Georgia, a town called Hawkinsville, which even sounds country. And 2 days after he graduated high school, his brother sent a flight for him to come up north to New York, and he started his own trucking company. And all my entire life, I've known him to be an entrepreneur. And he built the next foundation for me that I stand on now as an entrepreneur. And last but not least is my lovely mother, who earlier on in her career, she was a hairstylist, a cosmetologist. And she was known for keeping the Nelson kids looking all greasy and our hair looking good. And I was known for always having a haircut. And I don't know if any of you know this, but I am a licensed barber. And I still work at a barbershop still till today. And actually, in fact, I was the Berklee barber when I was at Berklee. I was cutting professors' hair, students' hair in the practice rooms, in bathrooms, wherever you name it. And after I graduated in 2019, the pandemic happened the next year, and my mom told me, "You have some time on your hands, and I think you should go get your license, and you should finish what I started." And what she meant by that, she went to cosmetology school, but she never took her test. And I went to barber school, and I got my license, and I landed at a shop in Newburyport. And that is very pivotal to why I stand here today, because there is EO member Chris Gasparo walked into my chair one day, gets a haircut, found out about my entertainment business, became a mentor, introduced me to EO, and now I stand here today. And I think about all of the tools I have, the tool of barbering, the tool of music, and the tool of entrepreneurship. And I never subscribed to the thought that I only have to use one of them. And I think the same goes for you. I don't believe that we have to choose between being this or that, but we can be this and that, using all the tools that we have to build our legacies, one that we will live in and one that we will leave behind. So let's build a little more. So I stand here today thinking about all of the foundations that were built for me by my grandmother, by my father, by my mother, and so many others. And I think about, what do I want to build on these foundations? And after deep thought, what came to me is a bridge. When I think of a bridge, if we think of Zakem Bridge, all of us have probably traveled on that bridge. And I did some research. About 200,000 people cross Zakem Bridge daily. And probably none of us have met the builder of that bridge before, but we've all benefited from what they built even years later. And to me, that's legacy. And I think of a bridge, bridges have several functions. They carry people from one place to the next. They also carry us over difficult terrain that would be very difficult to travel over, whether it's water or mountains or whatever it is. And they bring us from a place of stagnation to our destination. And although I don't know what my destiny and legacy will look like, I know I want it to function as a bridge. I know I want it to raise the bar for those coming after me. And I don't always have the words, so I want it to feel like this. Thank you.